Welcome to Backstabbers, the only podcast where we're not just sticking needles in your back, we're talking behind it too. I got conned into picking up 3 days. I told myself it wasn't working, and then I got asked, and I didn't have anything going kid-wise, and so I was like, hey, how are you, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
No.
Oh, he can't hear you because of the...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's so cute.
Okay.
He can. A little bit, because we're so loud.
Are you ready for graduation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's...
Man, Everly's about to look like you. Her front teeth, both of her front teeth are loose. She's going to look like you.
Hey, did the Tooth Fairy ever come visit you?
Did you ever get money from the Tooth Fairy?
Good. I knew
He's
my
like,
call-in would help.
The garage sale is what helped.
Garage sale for the win.
All right, go to bed, baby. I love you.
There's a new Facebook group. Alex, you're too young, but Sarah, there's a perimenopause group for CRNAs. I'm going to add you to it.
I need it.
It's all about the symptoms and the hormones and the replacements and the stuff you're supposed to do.
I need it all.
So a lot of it's TMI and you just have to keep scrolling, but some of it's good and helpful.
I figure. It's like working with, Mississippi.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, somebody told a story today about it was correlating to the patients that we were working with. Anyways, this patient came in and was having raging UTIs and just complaining of horrible, painful sex with her husband. He was the only person she'd ever been with. Anyways, they finally realized he had been having sex with her urethra. And she didn't realize
How is that
her
even
urethra
possible?
was so dilated. They said it was huge. And I was like, well, I mean, his penis had to be tiny.
You see my finger. I'm like, how is that?
I
I have questions.
But I do
Comments,
too.
concerns.
But, like, she had never had sex with anybody else. She didn't know. And so they were like, well, it's not the right hole. And that's why you've had horribly painful sex and recurrent, like, raging urinary tract infections.
Oh my God, because has he been just spreading his seed there?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure it was nice and tight, though.
I don't.
But I was like, I kept thinking about it. I was
possible?
like, I don't know. Like, the first time it happened, how was it possible?
Right.
I've never.
Speaking of this, have y'all been following the Diddy trial?
No. I've seen a little bit even on news, actually. But
Well, you can't. There's nothing, like, they're not streaming it. You can't do any of that. You're literally having to, like, old school go off of what the reporters are telling you and the sketches, because there's no pictures allowed. There's no recording. So it's all just like their notes and that sort of stuff. But apparently one of the escorts, I believe is who it is, talked about his Tootsie Roll sized member.
Oh, he's got to be compensating for something.
Diddy's?
Well,
Yeah.
why do you need all that
Diddy's
lube
Tootsie
if it's the
Roll?
size of a Tootsie Roll?
It's all a facade.
I'm just saying, 1,000 bottles of lube for that?
He wants people sliding off of people and I think ramming other things in there that's not attached.
Yeah. It's been fascinating.
It's because they just had the ex-girlfriend too or something.
She's still
Did I
testifying.
see that on the news? Okay.
She's still testifying. She's large, pregnant with like her third baby, I think, with her husband.
Oh.
Hey, don't quote me on that. Which his lawyers are not happy about and claim that it will sway the jury because she's pregnant. But they talked about, I think it was a male escort, talked about how he was paid to have sex with her while he watched. And then he made him pee in her mouth. And he thought she was going to die because she was gagging so much. Right? Is that not disgusting?
I don't.
I don't eat. Yeah, I don't.
I will never understand the pee fetish. Some
I
of them
don't
I
get
can
it.
be like, pee I don't get.
I don't get that.
I don't. Yeah, I'm out.
I'm out. Agreed.
On so many levels. Like,
Right?
could you not fulfill that? Be a nurse aide. Empty some Foley catheters.
Yeah, we got plenty in the hospital. Urine everywhere. Go help some people. I did. I did see on the news. I don't know what it was, but that. Oh, that's my train of thought. Oh, that they were saying that his lawyers were saying that the elevator scene where he was beating the crap out of her, or whatever, that it was all taken out of context. I'm like, I'm not quite sure how you can take the literal hair pulling.
Yeah, how you do that?
Yeah.
Out of context. She had something in her hair. I was trying to help her get it out.
That's how I help my friends.
Now, when I wear my hair curly, if you put your hand in my hair, that's
would
what
get stuck.
happens. It just gets
Yes.
stuck. But
I
her
don't think
hair
that's
looked
what
beautiful,
Mm-mm.
and it was. I don't think that was the problem. Yeah.
I don't know if y'all can see. I got a smart ring.
Oh, yay. Your
You know what I'm
tracker.
talking about? Mm-hmm.
How's your sleep?
Well, so, and this is why I joined the perimenopause group, because I really thought that I was sleep deprived and that was my problem. The bitch has told me that's not true. I am well rested. That is not the problem.
See, that's one of the reasons I think I'm in perimenopause is because I don't sleep. Like, Everly woke me up at 1 to put her back to bed, and I didn't go back to sleep all night.
See, I feel like I don't either, but it's telling me I am.
Devin's like, I've been telling you that you haven't slept. You don't ever sleep, and that's your problem. I'm like, my body doesn't want me to for some reason.
Yeah. Mine is slightly better, maybe. And maybe it's just a placebo because of the ring, because I'm so obsessed with seeing how I'm sleeping that I'm maybe sleeping better because of it. I don't know. Because I feel like there were nights that I didn't sleep at all.
So me and we're talking about it today, all about we have a doctor here that will draw all those types of labs. It's out of pocket, but and how much it helped her. And then she went to a different guy, and he draws your blood and looks at it under a microscope, and he literally told her, you have an allergy to, or you've been told you have an allergy to dairy, and you have this and this. And she's like, yeah. And anyways, he told her everything to take. And she said, like, for 15 years, she hasn't been able to eat dairy or she'll vomit. Anyways, she took all the stuff he told her. She's totally fine now. She said, I don't fall asleep when I was driving, like all this other stuff. Cause I was just talking about all my stuff. And I said, I think I want more than anything to be able to tell people I have a reason that I'm crazy and that my mood swings are so bad right now. And that, like, I'm tired and I don't, like, I want to be like, look, guys, it's not all my fault.
Yeah.
I need a reason. But Alex is like, I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Young ho.
She's like, I feel great.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I did sleep for 5 hours today, though. I was thinking about your sleep, and I was like, oh, I took a solid nap. But that was after some help from my MRI this morning.
Her MRI Valium.
Exactly. It was a really good nap. I felt...
You needed it.
Yeah. Well, I think I needed it. Yeah, I sleep weird. I'll go in spurts. I'll, like, not sleep long, or I'll stay up late. I'm a night owl. I like doing stuff at night. And anyway... But then I'll go. And then there's a day where it's like, I'll sleep in till like noon or after. And it's like my reset.
I'm mixed because I've always been a night owl. But now that I wake up at 3:45 to go to the gym, like, I'm so tired all the time. And I know that's a part of it. But if I don't work out, like, it's important for everyone else's health and well-being that I do that. But, and I don't know, like, I can't go any other time of day. So I don't know how to fix it. But, like, when we get in bed, like, I'm like, I want to watch a show. I want to watch an adult, mind-numbing. I
have a show.
Oh, talk about the new show.
I have a show. I watched it twice yesterday. Kind of accidentally, but not really. Okay. I thought it was, this is how I kind of watched it twice. I mean, I did watch it twice. There's no kind of to it. So I thought it was a series, like with episodes. And so I had put it on while I was cleaning, and because I kept seeing it on my TikTok, and it's a documentary out of Arkansas. So immediately I was like, it's going to be great. So,
Hands down.
right. And
Great's a word.
the lady looks like someone I can relate to. Like, I feel like I know her. And so I put it on to see what all the fuss was about. And within about 30 minutes, I found myself not cleaning my house, sitting on the floor with just mouth open, just.
I'm in. I'm in.
So then I was getting ready to go somewhere and I kept watching, trying to get like that first episode over because I was like, it must be an hour because we're right at an hour. No, it's an hour and a half long, like one time movie style documentary. So then I
So there was an
realized,
ending.
I was almost done because I kept thinking, what else can happen? So I didn't finish the last like 15 minutes. And then last night, the kids went to bed. I turned it back on to start it over because I hadn't watched the first 30 minutes, like just sitting there paying it attention. And Aaron was here and he never pays attention. He always falls asleep or he's on his phone. He literally, within about 10 minutes, put his phone down, started watching it, was like, what the hell are we watching? Is this real? I was like,
These are our people.
So it's on Peacock, but you can find it on lots of things because that's like what, NBC, ABC, one of those. Anyway, it's called Southern Fried Lies. I'm going to need y'all to watch this and report back because I'm telling you, it is amazing.
Fried lies. Okay.
I made my mom watch it yesterday. I made my nail girl watch it. I made everyone watch it.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
You're their hype.
So
like a commercial.
It's a realtor out of Camden, Arkansas, which I had to look up. Like I'd heard of it, but I couldn't have told you. I thought it was Southern, and it is. It's kind of like south of Little Rock, kind of like closer to Texarkana. Anyway, she hooks up her underage daughter, like 17, 18-year-old daughter, with a man in his 30s who had survived the oil rig explosion back in the day, Deep Horizon or whatever it was called. And he had gotten money from that as like a settlement. So he's one of the wealthiest individuals in Camden from his oil rig days, plus then from the settlement.
Okay.
Well, I'm not giving anything away, but he dies under some mysterious circumstances, along with some other people. And it is a question as to if she killed them, if she had someone kill them, if she went to jail, but it was for a different reason, but was related to his death. It's a whole thing, and I'm gonna need y'all to watch it.
Right up my alley.
It is so good.
I can't believe I haven't seen it already.
And honestly, it came out like the end of April, I think, so it's pretty new.
Okay.
I may watch it again.
So did we get a resolve? Like, do we know what happens?
Not really, because you're feeling pretty confident.
They're leaving you hanging.
Well, so for me, it ended and I was feeling pretty confident. I was like, oh yeah, she definitely did it. And then they show within like the last 10, 15 minutes, a spin that she put on it, which she's probably a full-blown narcissist. And they talk about like when she was being interviewed by the FBI, how she showed them like all these different personalities and different versions of herself. Not really personalities, but like the tough loving mom versus crying and emotional versus like within like an hour's interview time, she had like 4 different personalities. So definitely some psychological issues there, but she ends up giving a spin on it, probably just trying to see why, but she does have some text receipts to back it up, pointing the finger at someone else. And you're like, well, damn, they might've been in on it too. I don't know.
I'm very excited.
It's so good. And now I need to see if I know anyone in that town.
I know. That's the
tell me the scoop.
Has it come, like, has the trial actually come to an end, or is this documentary like?
Oh yeah, no, she's not been tried for the deaths. So she ended up pleading guilty to something. She forged a will. So she ends up pleading guilty to that and taking like a slap on the wrist, small sentence. Some other people get sentenced as well. But never any clarity if she was actually involved in the death. And I don't think they're going to do anything. Southern Fried Lies.
Okay, I got to look it up. I got to put it on.
It
Oh,
is phenomenal TV.
I'm excited.
Southern fried.
It's good.
I mean, Arkansas is so like
Amazing.
small. Like
Yeah.
I took care of a guy this week that moved from Florida, but he told me he had lived in Memphis. Oh, I saw on his chart that he lived in Memphis, and I was like, oh, my grandmother and my aunt, my uncle, and my dad grew up in West Memphis for years, and he was like, oh, actually, that's where I lived, and I said, well, I lived in Marion for like 3 years, and he was like, well, what's your aunt's name? And I was like, oh, I said it, and then he was like, what's your uncle's name? And I said it, and he goes, oh, I've gone hunting with him several times.
Yeah.
What?
I'm like, here we are in a different state. You're like, I know,
Oh
I'm
my
like, Arkansas is a small little place.
It's
Yeah,
a
it is.
unique melting pot for sure.
It is. It is. But
What are y'all doing for teacher gifts? My phone's blowing up about teacher gifts. That's what.
I honestly haven't thought of it yet.
we are
When's your
making
last week of school?
Next week.
Okay, you better start thinking about it.
So we're gonna do a picture frame
Cute.
that is made out of rulers, and it's like this big. And then you break crayons, and we're gonna do a G for her teacher's name, and then put a Bible verse underneath it.
Perfect.
Cute.
Because I thought she might actually hang it in her room. But I was trying. It's hard to. The problem is like we just had her birthday like 2 weeks ago, and we got her a bunch of the stuff of her favorite things, and then there was Teacher Appreciation Week, which we got her more favorite things, and then there's last week's school, and it's all together.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I don't ever do Teacher Appreciation Week. I know I should. I feel like that's the business's time to shine. Like the local
and
banks
I do agree
and
with
the
that.
people.
I felt bad because people
too
were
much.
walking in with gifts,
It's too
and
much.
I was like, oh. So the last day of the week, I like me and Evs ran on the way and got some flowers and a couple of her favorite things and shoved it all together.
Well, even that's more. I didn't do anything.
I didn't either. I did see, I think on TikTok, might have been on Facebook or Insta, the teachers don't want cups this year. They are cupped out. Everyone has given them cups.
I can see that.
Please, no more cups. That was like their
No more
plea
Stanleys.
to all the parents. Yeah.
So what did you come up with?
So I got some really cute little bags. I'll have to show them to you. They're like canvas bags that are black on the bottom, black little handles, but then canvas. I'm going to print like their names and stuff on. And it's got like a cute little bow, and then fill them with crap. I've got like a candle. I've got chocolate. I've got, what else did I get? Oh, I bought, Ulta was having their perfume sale. I mean, it wasn't on big sale. I think I actually just got more reward points is what it was. Regardless, I don't care. I'm a sucker. So I got like the little purse perfumes. You know what I'm talking about? The little small ones.
Oh, yeah.
Of the ones that I like to layer. So it's like I think it's Gucci. Is that what I wear? Yellow Gucci, I think. Is that what I got, y'all? Yeah, then that's what I got.
Oh, yeah, that's in our purse, yeah.
Which, I mean, it's, it's not expensive, but it's not cheap.
It's not cheap. Especially when you're putting it with other things.
Yeah. Well,
but that's why I need to get one of those crap. What are those things that you use to print stuff on?
You need a sublimation printer.
I need it because I would make so much stuff. It would be ridiculous. I mean, it would be out of hand, but it would be worth it.
I don't know that it saves me money, but it is a good gift for the money I spend.
Well, like sense. I can make her t-shirts.
Make her t-shirts. Yeah.
I can make my hubby wear t-shirts.
Maybe this is why I'm not a girl mom. Maybe this is why.
I love to
We
craft.
found the reason. I do too. I love to
like,
craft.
Give me a craft and some glitter and I
do love it. I agree. I was going to make them all cups, but then I saw the thing that said we don't want cups, and I was like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
One less thing I got to make. That's fine. You're getting a bag.
Hey, everybody, you can't have too many bags. It's just the way I feel about that.
I agree.
Or cooler bags.
Cooler bags, good. Yeah.
I got one of the to look to see what the brand was. I got one of those Stanley backpack cooler bags. It's like the bright color. Super cute. I don't know that it's a good quality, but it's super cute. It's gonna be my beach cooler bag.
I got this new beach bag yesterday, but it's a pre-order, so I don't know if it's because of the color or because it's new. I don't know, like a new brand type of thing. but it's pink and see-through and sand-proof or whatever. But it's got the straps, and then they tie into bows up top. It looks really
how
cute.
cute.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
We'll see.
Yeah, that sounds precious.
Well, I do have to say, so we did miss posting this week, and I'm going to take the blame for that because I got a laser to my face, and I was a little hesitant about being on camera because I couldn't wear makeup the first 3 days. So I thought, I'm going to do this against my better judgment. That's what I was just looking for. I'm going to show
you were cool with recording. It was Mother's Day. We had a lot going on.
It was, but I'm not going to be. Wasn't sad that we didn't catch this on film.
That's fine.
This is like,
that's fair.
Let me see. I'm going to show y'all a picture of right after I did it. I shouldn't show this, but so I got. Anyway, so it was all over my face. So, and then all the spots of course turned like black, and I went to work the next day against my better judgment. I was on call, and I walk in, and one of our nurses goes, "Oh my God, what did you do?" I tried to tell the patients I was contagious. Nothing worked. It did not work in my favor at all. Surgery. But I do
you look
think
good, though.
It's still healing, but I have a little bit of red because I did not. I was so proud of myself. I did not pick at it. Nothing when it was falling off. That'd have been the
hardest part.
But it is. I do think it's working.
Yeah. Nice.
So I
can't wait to see you in person to give a good judgment.
Yes, and when I don't have
it's hard to tell.
But I didn't have any makeup on today, and I already felt better. And I'm supposed to go back for one more in a month.
Okay.
So y'all have to look at that again.
Is that going to time up with our run when you're coming? Please.
No, it'll be after. It'll be after. And we'll have to see. I might have to power walk. I told Alex I tried to run on the treadmill the other day. I hurt my knee somehow. But I'll power walk through it. It's doing this weird clicking thing.
That was already our plan anyway.
This is 40.
I told Alex, so my friend Susan that's going to do it with us, I said something about making a playlist and sending me her songs. And she looked at me and she goes, over margaritas, she was like, well, we are not running. We are maybe jogging occasionally. We are walking and we are judging others. We are not trying to
And I'm
win
thinking
this
like
race.
Jogging as if we like run into a wasp or a bee, a rabid dog.
So I've toned down on my training. I've done nothing over the last week.
I was like, man, I'm trying, but
Alex was bummed. She was like, this was supposed to be our segue into a, what'd you call it? A half marathon? Is that what they call it? It's not happening regardless.
A half marathon will never happen. I've never desired
it's like 13
to be
miles,
in a half marathon.
I'll go drink and watch you.
I just want to tell people I did it. It's like, to me, like running a marathon is the same as birthing a baby without an epidural. Yeah. Ain't nobody going to walk up to you and ask you. You're going to have to tattoo it on your forehead.
Oh, you'll know because they'll tell you, or they'll have a bumper sticker.
And you just walk around and say it. Like, no.
Do you have a bumper sticker, Alex?
You do, don't you?
You a 13.2? I'm going to put it on the back of that Tesla.
I went into rhabdo. But I ran a marathon.
I'm dying. Full marathon's 26.2. Half is 13.1.
No.
Like, I don't trust those people. What's wrong with you? I mean,
I have run one.
Yeah, I think when you first started working with us, again, you were training for one.
I ran.
Isn't that right? Because you kept running on like the rape track, and I was like, please stop that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I had completed in October. I started with you in December, but it was in San Diego and the weather was perfect. That was part of my planning though, it was a flat course and it was gonna be good weather.
Ain't no amount of good weather.
What?
Makes me want to run 26 miles.
Nothing. Literally nothing. I wouldn't even run that far for a box of donuts. And that's saying a lot for me. I mean, whatever.
I'm liking the red lips, Alex.
Yeah, they look good. I look like I'm confused on who I am when I wear red lipstick.
I look like an old hooker.
Yeah. Like it looks like I got in my mom's purse.
Mm-hmm.
It just was like went crazy. By the
I
way, Lacey, the lip gloss that you got my daughter, I got so tickled because I walk in and Devin was like shaking his head. And I was like, what? And he said, our daughter just walked in and goes, do you notice anything different? And he was like, is that a new shirt? Like, I'm not sure. And she was like, my lips, Dad. They're sparkly. Miss Lacey gave me lip gloss.
Yeah, she did.
And it says Boss Lady lip gloss or something. And she's
that's
like,
why I bought
it's
it.
named after me.
I
And Devin
know.
goes, did she do that on purpose? And I was like, most likely.
100%.
But
That was
do you
another
notice anything
Target find.
different about me?
Or Ulta. I don't remember where I got it.
Well, I'm gonna have to keep supplying it because girl's wearing it.
It was either Target or Ulta because I was needing stuff. I was gonna fill the purse, and then it just got out of hand, and it was all separate. But
I know. I pulled out that body glitter, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna buy her something. I'm gonna buy the girl something with a bunch of beads or glitter or something. There will be payback."
Sorry, not sorry.
But she's been carrying that purse around and like.
Yep.
But it's too funny. I need to
started
go.
to get her.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I had her a Lulu crossbody, and I was like, I don't know that she'll like this. And also, it's setting a bad precedent that I've learned from
that fake
myself.
Louis that my sister's got her that she's carrying around. I want to look around at people. Like, she loves taking that one to church. I'm like, I didn't buy her. It's not real. Although I feel like there's some wealthy people at church that are probably like, my daughter is fine.
I started in that young too.
Yeah, this is a good age to start quality over quantity. And I'm like, my big black person, I'm like, this is the nicest person I own, and my coworkers got it for me. That's my favorite. So anesthesia talk. I have a question for y'all.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you a situation that I got into this week. Okay. I did get angry and I did not handle it well.
Hashtag perimenopause.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to blame it on. Mm-hmm. I had a patient this week, 45. I don't want to tell too many details, but I feel like it helps paint the picture.
Sure.
The guy. So he warns me that he is an angry wake up. He said, I'm going to apologize for being an a-hole ahead of time. And I said, I appreciate that, but I've got a little cocktail that works almost every time when I give it, whatever. So I do his inner scaling, and I've never done one so deep. I had the needle hubbed. I almost got the long one, and then I was like, that's just making me really nervous. I don't want to use the long one up there. I don't want to puncture his lung. And the fascia was so hard to get through because he was so musky. I mean, like, it was like I was having to and it was not quite long enough to go where I needed to go. Like, I was a little worried. It was one of those blocks where I was like, I think I got it, but I'm like a little worried that I didn't get all of it. So anyways, it ended up being good. And his arm he was like, I can't lift my arm, and my pain in my hand's gone. And so all the things. So I wait to wake him up, and I give him, like, usually I'll give a like 8 of Precedex or something on wake up, a little bit of Propofol, kind of ease him into the wake up, and then I'll reverse him when we get over to the bed. Usually works great. So I give him 30 of Precedex because he's so big. And I gave him 100 of Propofol as we're waking up. Mm-hmm. He almost killed us. He came up kicking, and I mean, I cannot even explain. I had another guy that was 6'2" on top of him. You know who I'm talking about. And then the rep was on his feet. I had 8 people on top of this guy. I had his head. And so I was trying to protect his head from hitting it. And so his arm was dead from the block, but he could move his fingers. And of course, at this point, his IV was right here. And so he was bending his arm. I couldn't get the prep. I couldn't get his hand back down. I couldn't get him Propofol. Anyways, it was just one of those hot disasters. And so, of course, after he calmed, I finally got him medicine and more Precedex, more Propofol, and got him over to the other side. And I went over to see him afterwards, and he was like, hey, was I an a-hole? And I go, yeah,
yes,
you were. And I
We're
said,
not
guess
friends.
what? Presidex doesn't work on you. And he was like, oh, was I? And I said, yeah. And he was like, ooh, okay. Anyways, I was like, I'm pretty angry at you, actually. And he was like, but so anyways, I was kind of thinking about it afterwards because I got mad at him during the whole thing. And back note, I like gave him sucks to intubate him, difficult airway, tiny, tiny mouth, lots of tissue, like zero reserve. So of course, when all that was happening, and I could not get in pulse ox, and I grabbed the ear one, and I don't remember this, but I threw it. And I was like, I just want something to work right now. And so one of our techs, y'all will know who I'm talking about, is super quiet, just absolutely hilarious. I love when she talks. And so later I was like, hey, has anybody seen that ear probe? And she goes, yeah, it's over there on the wall where you threw it.
Where you threw it.
And I go, oh my gosh, did I throw something? And she goes, yeah. I was like, I'm so sorry, I don't remember that. I was like, I blacked out. I'm sorry, guys. But so I was just gonna see what do y'all have any concoctions? I was like, I guess I could have used Versed to like, but he was one of those patients that propofol did not reset. He did the same thing all over again. Like usually if you reset him with propofol and you bring him back out, and I'd give him more Precedex, but he was still, and he was so strong. Like,
so had you done a gas general or a Tiva?
I had done a gas. A Tiva probably would have been better. He
So
did
I was
not.
gonna say, he's not the ideal candidate because you do worry about, how. So I was reading, I think it was an article, don't remember where. So take this with a grain of salt. But I read something somewhere that talked about how they're finding for PONV especially, and maybe even some help with wake ups. If you run a background propofol with your gas, don't have to do a full on Tiva for those. And it's like, 50, I think 25 mics per kilo per minute is what they had trialed, which is not much. It ends up being like usually 10 cc's an hour for the biggest hunk of the population, but 20 to 25 mics per kilo per minute throughout the whole procedure. And then normally how you would turn it off real quick to give it time. This one, they're like, you can, like, as you turn your gas off, then turn this one off. You don't need as much time.
Because
it's helping a lot with PONV and potentially with wake ups. They were still.
Well, you know how I feel about Tivas. I would do a Tiva on every person. I like it. I love the wake ups.
I'm thinking for those, I have done it on a couple of my robot hysterectomies that didn't necessarily have a PONV risk, but it's a more common procedure.
Everybody gets sick with that, yeah.
Right. And so, and I had the pump in there, and I had recently read it, and I was like, I actually meant to text you because I was like, Sarah would be so proud of me. I'm doing a Tiva. Not really, but I'm running propofol. So I had to have the anesthesia tech bring me the cord because, of course, I didn't have the power cord to charge it, and it was dead. But I did it that whole day. I think I had like 2 hysterectomies and maybe a gallbladder. I was in the robot room, so it's like a hodgepodge of things. All of them woke up great, and I was like, this might be something.
Oh, I can see. I love it. I think it makes all the difference in the world. I was a little worried because he was so big, and it started out, it was one of those shoulder surgeries that was this with the possibility of like 18 things. And I was like, this has a potential to be really long. And I knew it was going to be difficult because of just everything. And it ended up being a really long case, which then you worry about, like, I mean, they're eventually going to wake up, but like when they're big like that, you're like, how long is this going to take? And I was like, I'm going to have to run him high because, I mean, even though he's paralyzed, like,
you want to make sure this is scrambled.
Yes.
I'm just wondering if you'd have run some background propofol, even that micro dose, what it would have done.
Well, I was like, man, I had a girl today that told me, she was like, I wake up freaking crazy. And I was like, well, I'm going to win. So I just gave her crap load of Precedex and like all the things. And she woke up just like, and I was like, I told you I would win. But then I was like, man, I wonder what I could have done different with him.
With that guy.
Because you just get those occasional ones that just go buck wild. And I didn't want to add any ketamine at the end because that can go either way.
Right.
So I'd given him some up front, of course.
I like it at the front.
And then, because I front load my ketamine usually.
Same. I don't give any past incision. If it's either all like for block or induction or incision. That's pretty much none after that.
And so, anyways, and then I felt bad. Like, it's always the people, medical people and stuff that,
Right.
But man, you just never, these patients, man, you never know. It's been one of those weeks where there's been a lot of frustrating patients for everyone. I think it's been across the board.
Yeah.
But, 'tis the job. Oh, my babysitter that came back from college, she's about to start nursing school. And, I think I talked her to being a CRNA Monday night. Nice. I might have given her the pros and cons of everything. Yes, she does. And she works for a hospital. So I was like, it's super easy. Just come on over.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was like, you can get all the shadow hours. We'll show you all the fun stuff. I said, some of it will look boring, but I promise it's not. And that's what I tell everybody. I'm like, don't forget, boring is not always bad.
No.
I was like, once you get to where we are, a boring day at work is a good day at work. Boring is what
you want. Yes.
And a boring day also means that your patient had good outcomes.
Yes. Yes. They did what they were supposed to do.
Yes. So, anyways, I always love talking people into our profession.
All right. Jesus wants y'all to be quiet. Bye, y'all.
Be quiet.
Bye.